live.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. And this is you have to make this official.
Right.
So there you go. It's our morning coffee talk. This is episode 1.
Episode 1
of a long series. That is really early in the morning on a Saturday.
Oh gosh.
Early for me, anyways.
Too early.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
Woo.
So, yes, let me get my social media deal loaded up here for Facebook, so that when you guys want to comment, you can, and then we'll make sure that we get your questions in. This time to get going.
All right.
Well, first things first, we're drinking real coffee, like for real.
Yeah.
I can show it to you, then I would tip it over. And actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So we just grind like different bags we buy from like either Costco or Walmart. Could be anywhere.
Sam's.
Different flavors, different brands. We're not really sticklers on one or the other. We just try them all out, right?
That's right.
And grinding it seems to be the best flavor.
Yeah, and then we have a coffee press.
Mm-hmm.
So we either have hot coffee or cold coffee, depending on the morning.
Yeah, and this morning, I'm glad you said that's a good segue. So it looks like you know what you're doing here, because why don't you take a look at this? Do you see that?
Oh, it's refreshing.
Oh, 49 degrees.
Yoo-hoo!
Oh, that's chilly. So, yeah.
That makes me happy.
A little cloudy out there, a little cool. Fall is here, finally.
Oh, yes.
So over the whole summer.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Long ago.
Yeah. So it's a nice chilly morning here on this Saturday at 9:30. So thanks again for joining up. If you're in your pajamas, that's cool, because we may end up being in our pajamas at some point. But yeah, today we're in our Tuttle t-shirts.
Yep.
So how fitting, right? And yes,
Tuttle.
that is Tuttle the town.
Mm-hmm.
Team Tuttle. Everything about Tuttle, which of course makes sense. So today you're here because we're going to talk about the latest in the market for real estate, what's shaking and baking, and our topic of the day.
Correct. Yes. Which is preparing your home for sale.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to put a spin on it to make you look at that differently, to where you're like, I get it.
Yes.
And you'll see the value in that. So our goal here is to provide a lot of value for you in this very short time frame. I don't anticipate these things going longer than about 20 minutes. So we'll see. It just depends on how much interaction we get as we wrap things up.
Right.
If it goes on longer, but we can get everything we want to say in probably not that amount of time.
That's good. Yeah.
Okay, so let's go. First things first. By the way, this is Jody, and I'm Aaron.
Aaron.
I thought it'd say that. It does say that on the screen, but just in case, which one is which. Okay, so let's see. First thing we'll talk about is, let me get my little deal up here. Is the interest rates. I know everybody's like, ooh, it's bad news, right?
So in a nutshell, the 30-year fixed rate right now is 7.12. It's up from the last time I looked. And then let's see here. 15-year fixed rate was at 6.35, which is up 0.20%. So rates are just unpredictable.
Well, for now.
For now,
because we're in that crazy market.
That's right. And it's the bond market that, from my understanding, it's the bond market that indicates interest rate movements. So it's been bouncing around.
Yeah.
A lot of bouncing around.
So if you're asking us, is it going to settle down? The answer is no. And then we had a lot of it depends on what the Fed does and how unemployment is and the numbers. So every time something comes out quarterly or whatever, that's when the market either reacts up and down. And mortgage is on a lag. In other words, it's the last industry to take the big movement hit, and it'll be the last to correct back to when everything settles down.
Right.
So at least there's a little padded there from reaction, believe it or not, even though it may not seem like it. Okay,
right.
So all right, we talked about the mortgage being 7.12% for 30-year and 6.35 for 15.
Right.
And FHA loans are a little cheaper than that, so they're a little lower, so they're 6.62. And all this changes daily, believe it or not. And mortgage rates can change throughout the day, like from a lender standpoint, between the morning and the afternoon. So those aren't always static. So keep that in mind. Even if you are going to deal with close a house or whatever, you wanted the best interest rate, you want to lock it in with your lender.
Yes.
Things can happen between the morning and the evening. And so if your lender calls you up and goes, hey, things will start moving this afternoon, and I'm afraid they're going to go up.
Or
you might want to lock in this morning.
Do it.
They're not lying to you.
Listen to them.
Yeah, we've already heard some stories, so
yes,
that's an issue. Okay, so the other question is this really the highest that they've ever been? And the answer is way no, not even close. So the last time we were up about 7.7%, it was around 2000, 2002. Mm-hmm. And then the market just kind of went down like this real slowly because you had a lot of things that happened both in the U.S. and globally, and then for issues. And then we had, of course, COVID, and that drove it down even further. So that was in the dirt mortgage rates. I mean, almost low as 2.something%. I mean, stupid low.
Right.
All right. Well, all that's over with now, so that's be a big correction. So that's what's happening now. And if you go back to, I think it's about 1981, mortgage rates, what were they?
So back in 81, mortgage rates were 19.45%.
How would you like to finance a home?
Oh my gosh.
With about a 20% rate? So yeah, that's bad news. So, and if you go back on the graph, it does from that point forward, it just does this. It's this little slide down.
Yeah.
So yeah, the mortgage rates, we don't want those to return ever. From the 80s to the 90s.
Oh my word.
Into the early 2000s, you don't want that at all. That's for sure. Those are worse.
Right.
This is nothing compared. That's a piece of cake. All right. So this is going to lead us into the next big talking point that people wanted was, do you rent versus own as a result of that? I mean, does renting, does that have more of appeal now to you because the interest rates right now have spiked up? And That's a good question.
It's a great question.
And you actually did something with that question, didn't you?
Yeah, we recently did an interview.
Yeah,
with one of our senior mortgage advisors, Chad Keck. He's over at Great Plains Bank. It was a great interview. Stay tuned. You'll be seeing more of that.
Yep.
Probably.
I know we'll get it posted here soon. Maybe today, or well, it could be this weekend. It could be Monday. I don't know. We'll get around to it here pretty soon, though. It is very good information.
It's great
share.
Information, given what's happening in the economy.
Yeah,
right
for
now.
anybody that wants to rent, and then, but also we're going to talk about just real quick on the market numbers, just for like the central Oklahoma area.
Right.
So it's a cover. Is let me think here. Canadian County, Logan County, Oklahoma County. If you live in Grady, McLean, Cleveland, all the way east towards Seminole, Potawatomi, Lincoln, and Okfuskee, and those counties, and those all are kind of the central Oklahoma when it comes to real estate. With the numbers we're going to give you today.
Right.
All right. So the new listings, there's been 581 new listings in the last 7 days.
For
residential. Correct. So what does that mean?
So that means new homes. Existing homes coming new on market. So they've signed contracts and they're currently for sale and available.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, of that, that's a pretty good number, 581, which means
in a week in
those
counties,
the market's still moving. I mean, homes are still being put up.
People have to buy and sell for various reasons.
That's right.
Yeah.
So let's go to the next category, which is back on the market. There's 137 of those. What does that mean?
So that means that their listing has probably expired, and they've relisted it. They put it back on market.
Okay.
So,
all right. And then we have, this is the big one. This is the key takeaway. Oh, gosh. For those of you folks that already have your home up for sale right now, and you're not using Team Tuttle Realty, that's okay. But if you already have it up, you might want to talk to your current realtor, because this number may shock you. 641 homes have had a price decrease.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So what does that mean?
Yeah, so it just means their house has been sitting on market, maybe hasn't had a lot of traffic like they had anticipated. It might be they have to do a price adjustment. Might have been priced maybe slightly higher than what the market is indicating right now as to where it should be. Various reasons. People might have already moved and they need to sell their house. So let's start dropping it. Let's make weekly, bi-weekly, monthly price drops on it just to get it moving.
So the key is if a home sits too long, it has a lot of negative connotations with it.
It's not as appealing.
Right. So the idea is kind of keep things moving. And if it means you got to drop by a little at a time, then you drop by a little at a time.
That's right.
And
everybody's situation is going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, because you may be in a pinch. You've got to, vacate fast. And you don't have time, so you got to get a quick sell, right?
Right, and then if you're holding 2 homes,
yeah,
and mortgages, so
right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, so there's a lot of reasons as to why
yes,
you want to do a price decrease, and it's not only just because the market may be slow. It just you may have personal factors.
That's
okay, so the
correct.
next category, but this is interesting, is
Yes.
a price increase. There's been 37.
So for me, when I look at that number, it's all probably new home builds. If I dived into that a little further,
because the builder costs have to make up the difference.
That's correct.
Price of materials.
Yeah.
Okay, buddy. All right.
Here's little Larry.
Here's little Larry. He did make an appearance today.
Yeah, he was sitting between us.
But he's getting antsy now.
So right.
He's going to have to get down and go do doggy things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you little Larry.
Okay, I got him. There you go, buddy.
Okay. Let's see. Where are we? Okay, pending. 538. That's a lot of homes.
Yeah, so.
What does pending mean?
So it means they have a contract signed. And right now they could be going through the home inspection phases, various types of home inspections, financing phases. So it's just pending on market.
All right. Sold. Big number. Big number. 572. So homes are selling.
Yes.
It's not like they're all sitting there because the market's changed so much.
No.
There's a buyer and a seller out there for everything, right?
I agree. Okay. Absolutely.
All right. Then withdrawn.
Yeah.
32 have withdrawn. What does that mean?
So they've decided not to sell their home for whatever personal reason that may be.
Okay.
They might want to, maybe they've reconsidered the market. I'll wait. Could be they're going to rent it out.
Yeah.
So they've withdrawn it from market.
Okay. All right. Expired. 169 have expired.
Okay. So that will probably change. A lot of expired listings get relisted with their existing agent. Some don't. Some just let them expire. And that just means that their contract has run out. So when you first list your property, you have a start date and you have an end date.
Okay. All right. And then one category, which is always funny to me, just says coming soon. I'm like, what does coming soon mean? There's 7 of those. So what does that mean?
Right. So coming soon means that they're coming to market for various reasons. They're still being prepared, prepped. It could also be building anticipation to get people excited about the property.
All right. So you said keyword here is prepped.
Yes.
Prepare, right?
That's correct.
All right. So now we're going to transition into our topic of the day, which is how to prepare your home. So let's say, yep, you know what? I'm ready to sell. I'm going to be here in a month or two. And I want to make sure I get the most value, right, out of the home because I need whatever equity I can going with me, and I want to maximize every dollar for sale.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I have an interesting way, before we get into like little specifics, just by the way, write these down. But if you can't write them all down, just message us, right? And we'll send you our Team Tuttle document, which has all these to-dos, what you can do.
Right.
So a couple things. How you look at preparing your home. And I want to make this easy to understand versus you get into the minutia of what to do, right? Before we get into those little details. All right, so let's pretend that you're going on your first date. We all know your first date's about that first impression, right?
That's right.
And you only have seconds to make it.
Yeah.
You know what? Guess what? A home is no different. So, you're freshly shaved and showered. You got all your perfume or cologne on. You got your best dress. Everything. So you're putting on. This is it. This is what I got to offer. I'm throwing everything at you, including the kitchen sink.
Right.
Please date me. Let's get married and have babies or whatever.
Right.
But that is your mentality going into that date. Now, if that's not your mentality going into that date, you may not have a lot of success in dating. But when it comes to home, it's the same thing. If you don't go into selling your home with that mentality, you're not going to have a lot of success in selling your home, much less getting what you think you deserve out of it, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So that was one way I want to talk about.
And
go ahead.
That starts right from driving up to the property. 7-10 seconds.
That's right.
7, 10, 12 at the most to make that first impression as soon as you drive up.
That's
you
right.
See that for sale sign.
So that ties into breaking this down for you for human thought and relationships. All right. So I'm gonna switch gears here for a second. And think of the home on the outside and the inside. As she just mentioned, if you drive up, what's the condition of the outside does it look like? Well, it's just like you. Okay. So let's say you're on that first date. And let's say on the outside, you've dressed to the nine, you've got it going on. But on the inside, it needs a lot of work. And that means in your soul, in your heart, in your mental capacity. In other words, you haven't done the growth that you need to do as a person to be in a good relationship and be in a healthy relationship, right? The outside is a facade, and it's great. But once that person gets to know you on the inside, they're like, oh, bait and switch, right? You're not at all what you
Oh, heck no.
presented to be. All right, so once you understand that relationship dynamic of your partner and even your spouse, right, even as it matures, if you got to mature too, you got to get better on the inside. Well, same thing with the home. You could put that curb appeal, to the sky high, to the 100%. Oh my goodness, look at this house. This is got to be incredible.
Yeah.
And then if they walk in that door and you're like, what happened? Same idea. So you've got to do both the inside and the outside.
Absolutely.
All right.
Don't stop. Keep going on the outside. If you've done all the work on the inside,
that's right.
You want to be able to draw them in.
Okay. So let's get into some of the ideas they can do then. These are all very simple.
So I always start with curb appeal, as I already mentioned. Okay. So that's as simple as just weeding your flower bed. Get those weeds pulled out. Put some mulch down. Mulch adds a lot. There's so many different colors now with mulch, and there's different types of mulch that you can put around your flower beds, around your trees. You can put them inside your flower pots. They're good for various reasons. If you have something that's broken on the outside of your property, we drove up to one and the mailbox was broken. Fix it, straighten it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound okay. So that's the other problem is whenever you look at things, again, like relationships, you have to look outside of what your normal view is and look at it from someone else's perspective, someone else's point of view.
Absolutely.
And she's right. When we drove to a house, this was a really nice home. We're talking, it was a nice home, $500,000. And the first thing we saw was a busted mailbox.
Right.
Crooked, rusty, broken. I'm like, if their mailbox is bad, how's the rest of the house? Right?
Yeah.
And it matched the mailbox. So,
well, that leads us into now washing wash down your windows in your front porch.
Yeah.
Take down those cobwebs. Wipe your doors down.
Yeah.
Sweep.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the simple things. And you wouldn't think of it. It's not a big deal. Trust me, everything's a big deal. Remember, you're trying to squeeze out every single dollar in resale that you can.
That's right.
All right, what else we got?
So another thing, replace burnt out light bulbs. And try and keep all your light bulbs matching if you can.
Yeah, so you can do all LEDs or if CFLs are still a thing for you.
That's right.
But yeah, make them match the same color hue, because each one will have different ratings. But yeah, make sure they kind of all look the same.
We also have dust in your air vents. So replace your filters, clean any cobwebs over your intake vents.
All right, so here's an inside tip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is what I do. I go up and look at a house, and if I see a black air vent, that means two things. One, that thing's way past change time. I mean, way past. Right. Secondly, I now know you've just strained your air conditioning and your flow in your attic for the ventilation severely. Now, does that cause, early demise of your system? I'm not the expert on that, but in my thought process, it isn't going to help it. That's for sure. So you want to make sure that you get those things cleaned, changed out, and the dust does accumulate on those vents. Make sure you dust them. It does,
for sure. Windows. Clean your windows. Wash them down, wipe them down, clean all around your windows, both inside and on the outside if you can. Makes a world of difference. If you see a cracked window, try and replace that or fix the screen if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And wipe down your blinds.
Oh, your blinds.
Yes. Because I know they like to collect dust too, and they're hard to clean. I get it. And a lot of the stuff is tedious, right? And if you need help, you can always hire a cleaning company to come out and at least do a first pass. So if they do the bulk of the work, because usually it's a team of 2 or 3 in some cases. Yeah. And they can get it done much quicker, right? And then you can go in with the old toothbrush and look for things that they may have missed to kind of get a final clean over.
And we have contacts. If ever you need cleaning people, we can always refer 3 different companies, 4 different companies.
So yeah, in real estate, you want to offer a few different companies.
So you make the
but,
ultimate choice.
But we also suggest that you ask your friends and family and go, hey, who do you guys use? You know, are you happy with them?
Yeah.
And if worst case scenario, you don't have any input from them, I'd say, believe it or not, the ratings on Google, that they are important.
Yeah.
If people are not happy with their service, they will let you know. And those ratings are lower for the people that are unhappy.
They're there for a reason.
Yeah, the ones that are happy usually don't leave the review. So if they're still holding a 4 to 5-star review, they must be just
call them up.
Call them up. So that's our best advice to you on that, without getting specific on each individual person.
Right.
Because like in life, people let you down only because something comes up. Right? They're all human, and so we could end up recommending the best person in the world that we know, and something could happen, and all of a sudden they no show your job, and we're like, we got to call them up, going, Jim Bob, what happened here?
Right.
And he's like, well, my dog died, and I had to go deal with that. And I get that. So things do happen.
Life happens.
So it's anyway. So that's kind of how we approach that.
Okay. Next would be another huge selling factor in a home is your kitchen. Deep clean that kitchen. Wipe down your cupboards. Clean your stove, your fridge. Wipe down your microwave. Exterior appearances mean everything.
Now, when she says wipe down, her version of wipe down and your version of wipe down may be 2 different things.
Right. You may have
everybody's version of clean is different. So
correct.
Let's look at it this way. If you can see crumbs, you're not clean. If you can see streak marks, you're not clean. If you can see you wiped let's say the light switch on the kitchen that's been turned on probably a billion times, a billion fingers. Yeah. You got food, syrup, whatever is on them, right? And you wipe it down once, and it still has all these smudge marks on it. It's not clean.
That's right.
Yeah. So it's clean, clean, clean.
And even as simple as opening up underneath your cupboard where your sink is, keep that nice and tidy. Keep it clean, keep it tidy. For myself, when I'm showing a property, I look underneath the sinks, and I'm looking to see if there's water moisture damage. Plain and simple.
All right, we're approaching 30-minute mark.
Okay.
Let's get through the rest of these.
Sure. Clean your light switches. Wipe them down. If I'm going to go touch a light switch, turn it on, I don't want to see any fingerprints, any dirt. It's simple. Just grab a little cloth, disinfectant rag, clean them. Go through the whole house. As you turn on switches, turn them off, wipe them down.
All right, the bathroom. Well, that's a big one.
Right.
Everybody does their business in the bathroom. And nobody wants to see your business.
No.
Or the residue of your business.
Clean the taps.
Clean it. All of it.
Clean the sink. Get your toilet clean.
Yeah, you want to see yourself shine and everything in that bathroom.
That's right. Especially if you're one that keeps your lid up.
Yeah.
Make sure the toilet's clean.
Yeah, no, you need to put the lid down. But yeah, make sure it's clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure it's clean, but put the lid down when you're showing the home.
That's right.
All right, so we got garbage cans.
Yeah, garbage cans. Empty out if you have trash cans throughout your home, empty them. Don't leave your garbage lying around.
Okay, so floors.
Clean your floors, vacuum, wipe them down, sweep them. Whatever you do to clean your floors.
So that means pet odors and can happen, and stains can happen. Do your best to get those up. And then in relation to that, you may be trying to cover up, let's just say, a smell that's maybe not necessarily pleasing to everyone.
Right.
And you put in a lot of air fresheners around, those plug-ins. You walk in and it's like, whoa, somebody's hiding something. Right? You don't want to be that person hiding something. No, trust me, you're not going to get away with it. Everybody's going to know. So clean. And that means hiring a carpet cleaner company to come out and do it. It means renting one at the store, do it. You got to get it clean.
Well, if you're walking into a property that has an overly whelming sense of potpourri and Glade plugins, what are they masking? And some folks have allergies.
Yeah. Be
mindful. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because actually that could trigger somebody's allergy because it's too much, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of like having too much cologne on. The guy at the gym that just bathes in it before he heads there because he doesn't wear cologne or deodorant. You're like, dude, I can't even get my workout in with you sitting next to me.
It's better that he's got that on than none at all.
All right. Let's see. What else we have? Yep. Let's talk about that.
That's good.
And then.
Okay. So now when it comes time, you've got your house all prepped and it's ready to go. Got that for sale sign. Now I'm going to phone you and say, hey, we got a showing, or hey, we're going to do an open house. There's some items that I would like done on a checklist to help you prepare.
Yeah, so basically, look, you're setting an ambiance, right? You're setting the
Correct,
mood. You want people that come in to be excited about your home. They want to have a wow factor. Remember, we talked about earlier, you only have seconds to make that first impression, so let's make it happen. So number one is play easy listening music.
Right.
Nothing hardcore, something just light, airy,
and not loud.
Positive. Yeah, you want to set the number low enough to where you can hear it, but you still have a conversation.
It just sets, yes. So what I like to do is I like to have your home smelling nice, like you've just baked something. So what I always suggest is put a pot on the stove, put some water in it, add some vanilla to it, and turn it on. Bring it to a boil. You got that nice, freshly baked smell within your home.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very warm and inviting. I always suggest turning all the lights on. Yep. I'm calling you up and I'm saying, hey, we got a showing. I'm coming there for an open house. Turn all the lights on. It's just easier.
Yep. Open up all the blinds and windows too. Yep. You want as much natural light as you can.
Make sure all your beds are made. All your pillows are fluffed. Your blankets are folded.
Okay. Valuable items.
Oh, this is a big one.
Don't put that on the responsibility of the realtors to try to watch those because things happen. You want to put those things away. Hide them. Take them with you. Put them in a safe. Do not leave them out. That just causes problems for everybody.
That's right. Kitchen counters and refrigerators are decluttered. Put away the small little things.
You want less is best.
Oh, yeah.
So less you have on your counters. They look bigger. It shows more. Then the people can envision what they had to put on their counter. The refrigerator, we know you love to have everybody's little photo albums for the family.
Put away your personal pictures.
They all got to go. Just the refrigerator by itself, and it's got to be clean.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see.
Make your house comfortable, temperature-wise. Mm-hmm. If it's 100 degrees outside and you're showing houses,
don't turn your air off. If you, like, say for example, you're leaving on a vacation, or maybe you've already left the state. Maybe you've transferred out. Don't shut off your water. Don't shut off your AC or your heat, because all that needs to be there for various things that'll happen in the transaction of this entire process. So we need to have all that turned on and left on and comfortable.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, pets.
So most people have a pet, whether it's a cat or a dog. Make arrangements. Are you bringing them with you? Are you going to crate them if there's a showing? I know myself, I've gone and shown properties and there's been big dogs. I've always been told that the dogs are friendly. Well, you know what? It still makes some folks uncomfortable.
Sure. Mm-hmm. And then finally, it's a big one.
Yes.
Pretend like it's a nuclear holocaust and the alarms are going off, or there's a tornado coming, right? And you've got seconds to act. Same thing. Be prepared to get out of the home quick.
Yeah, short notice. There could be folks driving around, they see your home, and they're like, oh, we'd like to get in to see that one.
Right. And
so always have your home ready for showings.
That's right. That means everything we just told you has to be in place and stay in place.
While it's on market.
It's not a one and done. No. It's not I got it great for Sunday. Looks great Sunday. By the time you roll around to Wednesday, looks like, earthquake hit and everything's all over the place. You do not want that. It's a Sunday, 7 days a week. Always ready for showing.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so that's it for the tips, right? And we've got to wrap this up anyway. We're on about 30 minutes, so that's pretty good. I try to get it done in 20, but 30's not bad.
Yeah,
and we'll get.
We had some technical difficulties. But
we have some technical difficulties. I now know what happened at least, so that's good.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then there's no questions that came in, so that's okay. So no problems there.
Oh, we have one.
Well,
just a comment.
Oh, love the cups.
Thanks, Chad.
Yeah, by the way, thanks, Chad.
We love them too.
Yeah. So, this was, and that's kind of our theme. So every week we'll have a different coffee cup that we drink out of. And so this first time around, it's from Great Plains Bank.
That's right.
So thanks, Chad, for the cups.
Yeah, thank you.
Because you got to have coffee and something.
Oh my gosh, I need my morning coffee.
I know. When we started this, we're like, I didn't even have my first cup of coffee yet, and we got to get ready and get this thing going and sit down without coffee in our system first. I'm like, this is going to be interesting. So it was tough waking up early. We went to bed late for some reason. We thought, hey, It's a good idea to go to sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
So that's okay. So anyway,
That's fine.
This is it. So hopefully this was very helpful, educational. If you want the tips, just message us on Facebook. Just send us a DM here at Team Tuttle Realty, and with your name and email, and we'll send those out to you. Same thing for the market stuff, right?
Yes. Yeah.
If you want any market information from your hometown, your zip code, as long as we cover it, reach out, and then we'll give you that information. Let's see what else.
So where can they find Team Tuttle?
Yeah. Okay. So in this broadcast, in the description, if you click on the drop down while you're watching it live, or even after the fact watching the replay, it's in the description of the header of this. It has all of our social media accounts on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and is it those 3? I believe so.
Yes.
So you can find us there. It's Team Tuttle Realty. So you can just search Team Tuttle Realty in all those platforms, and you can find our channels and our pages. And then
if there's a topic that you want to know more about, let us know.
Yeah, just drop it in the comments if you have something that you want to learn about in real estate.
That's right.
When it comes to this entire business, or what you want to do personally for your home,
or we can touch on it,
or buying a home, because we're going to obviously come up with some ideas on our own to talk about that we'll do, but we'll be glad to take questions from you guys and put them into play.
Absolutely.
So, okay. I think that's about it, Jen, right?
That's about it.
Okay. So look for our video coming up soon on this page, Team Tuttle Realty, on our YouTube channel for rent versus own, which is a better option in this market. So we got that coming for you. And then finally, if there's anything we can do here at Team Tuttle Realty, always feel free to drop us a line.
Absolutely.
We'd love to help. Number's on the screen. You can call or text that number anytime. And then if not, just send us a direct message on Facebook. We can help you out there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is it. Hey,
that's it.
Cheers. First one's done.
Yeah. In the books.
All right. Hey, guys. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you. We're going to try to do these every Saturday. On the time, right now we pick 9:30, but we might try 9. We might try a little earlier. Just kind of get the flow. See how this goes.
That's right.
And but anyway, so thanks for watching.
But they can watch the replay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We're gonna play that too.
That's right.
What's that?
Okay.
Good job.
All righty.
Take care.
We'll
Enjoy
see
your
ya.
weekend.
Thank you. All right. Bye bye.